Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, another good day. I'm quite glad that Bitcoin actually followed through and reached the target area I highlighted yesterday. It was mentioned in the videos, but also I published an update with this target area yesterday on our X profile. So if you're interested in additional updates, sometimes the written down ones help because sometimes things can get lost in the videos. So make sure you follow us on X. Lots of additional valuable content about mindset. Some shorts videos are there. Additional content, additional updates. Not as many as in our gold membership, definitely not. But there are some additional updates in between the videos. So feel free to check our X profile. Yesterday, for example, I highlighted specifically here that the move to the upside looks like a micro 5-wave pattern. And the assumption is that wave 2 bottomed. I also mentioned the initial target zone between 104,180 and 106,415. See, that was the first signal that you did get here. And yeah, the idea was wave 2 bottomed. Okay, maybe a wider wave 2. That didn't materialize, but as I said clearly, assumption is wave 2 bottomed, which is why these, people love the updates we send through on the Discord server for our gold members, or here some of these on X as well, because it's just to the point. Sometimes videos can be a bit wishy-washy, right? I try to communicate as much as possible, but it's usually quite clear what the bottom line is in these updates. And yeah, target area reached. So what's next? What's next? Now, assumption is we are obviously in the blue scenario, right? So the market reached now this area. It could still stretch a little bit higher. On Discord, I published earlier today also an update about the NASDAQ, which also produced actually a 5-wave move up. Bit different to Bitcoin. Even though in the yellow scenario, we could also have a wider 5-wave move up. So let's talk about it. I'm mentioning the NASDAQ because the NASDAQ and Bitcoin, they've been correlating since August. Not so much before that, but since August, they have been correlating. And given that many indices, they formed now 5 waves up, I just want to mention, like, the risk is high, especially now that we moved from support into resistance, into the target area, right? Now, okay, what does it mean risk is high? I mean, it opens the door for an opportunity. It could be that a pullback is around the corner, maybe next week, maybe after the inauguration. There are two bullish counts that I consider. Someone asked me also, is a bearish scenario possible? Yeah, of course. I mean, that's why I'm tracking the support areas. That's my way of tracking, bearish scenarios. Because if support breaks, only then I can really consider that something more bearish is playing out, which would still be overall part of a bullish scenario, but it would allow for a much more of a decline in the short term. But that's not preferred at this stage. What, however, I find likely is that either somewhere from this area, wave 2 starts. So this would be an ideal path. Or that we're forming a larger 1-2 setup. This is the potential the NASDAQ is showing, for example. Now, again, pullbacks can be shallow. They are not guaranteed. Someone asked me earlier today if the market could also go higher more directly. Do we need a pullback from here? No. I mean, the market does what it wants to do, right? This is clear. The market does what it wants. It's important to understand what the pivots are, the relevant levels, and so on. And until we have a top confirmed, I'm going to move support with the price. The support area is not a target until the price has confirmed the top. So the support area simply tells us how much space do I need to give the market in the bullish scenario. And it's basically just a risk area. And for example, when I know that it could be either the blue or the yellow wave 2, I mean, in the blue count, I have to give it space all the way down to, let me double check that, if I need to adjust it just slightly. Yeah, just very slightly. In the blue count, I need to give it space all the way down to 98,960, whereas in the yellow count, all the way down to 92,500. But so I'm looking for higher prices either like this or this. Well, of course, you can go higher more directly because there's no top confirmed. But the main takeaway is this roadmap for higher prices remains valid in blue as long as we're holding above the upper box, and in yellow as long as we're holding above the lower box. That tells you a lot about the risk in the market. From a technical point of view, obviously that depends on your own trading plan and so on, how you approach this, but I will not change my view for a direct bullish move up until we break below 98,960. That's essentially the risk. The market has to drop below this level to indicate something different is going on. Now, if you're trading this, if you entered here yesterday after that signal example, then your risk will be high now because we are far away from that support level. So you might want to take some risk off, right? You might not, depending on what your overall plan is. But essentially, I am highlighting the key support for trend continuation. That's what I'm doing. I'm not saying a wave 2 starts from here. I'm saying this is support for trend continuation. At the same time, yes, the white count is possible. It could send the price down again, but that would require a break of 2 support areas and is currently not the most likely scenario. So if the market, essentially to keep the blue count valid, yeah, that means we need to hold above 98,960. And the market, whether directly or after a pullback, even though, on a weekend, typically a pullback or some sort of consolidation is likely, but it would need to break above the 106,446 level. This was only the next target area, as I mentioned in the updates, right? We had 2 target areas. Both boxes should be reached sooner or later. This is the first one, and I'd like to see the price get to the next one as well, between 113,160 and 118,550. But essentially, it needs to go higher eventually in the blue count without breaking below 98,960. And yeah, what we want in the bullish count is a break above that first box. Why do I have it anyway? Well, we needed to have a first milestone target, right, from down here for people to calculate reward and risk, which was quite favorable from after yesterday's 5-wave move up. However, in addition to that, a break above the box, the first box, will make the yellow count less likely. Yeah? And I will start to rule it out then. So that's what it's for. That should give you all the information. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.